say, live from Venice. It's Friday night. I will say I'm also really excited about seeing Maya Rudolph on Saturday Night Live more. It'll be great having her as Kamala Harris. So it was an interesting week. Right? Schools are starting to go back, and we're getting closer and closer to the high holidays. And things are getting closer and closer to an election, and with the changes in Israel, there's been a lot going on, and not all necessarily bad, right? But just there's new variety happening in the world, so it's nice having a change of pace. But as always, we have Shabbat to allow us to kind of just put that constant change on hold for a little bit. Allow ourselves just to be present in the moment, and not worry about things. And of course, Katie, really excited for you guys. This is your first Shabbat as a married couple, officially married. So thrilled to be able to celebrate you guys. And we're going to start with Yedid Nefesh. I'm kind of in a good mood, so we're going to do some more upbeat melodies tonight. I should probably change the key too. Sing about Yalo Sadai, the fields and all they contain rejoice. Najiranu Kol Atzayar, and then all the trees of the fields, so the fields and all they contain will rejoice, and then all the trees of the fields, the trees of the forest, will sing as well. That nature all around us is singing in its own way. It's not necessarily always in a good way, as we're seeing in the Midwest this past week with the Dericho. I think we all learned a new word this week, the Dericho, with the complete devastation, and saw the satellite images of Iowa with half of its soybean and corn crops completely wiped out by these storms. The world around us speaks. sometimes it's joyous and sometimes it's maybe not so joyous, but it all sings out, and so too we sing out from wherever we are, whatever kind of mood we find ourselves in this Shabbat. If it's been a difficult week, maybe it's a good week, we just want to kind of channel that energy and those emotions into our song. Realize that we are part of nature as well, and we don't always necessarily have control over what we are feeling in that moment, but we can acknowledge it and channel it in a healthy way. So we're going to sing, and also I turn my attention to Israel. The melody we're going to do is a melody from Mishkon Tephilo in Jerusalem. And one of my dear friends, Rabbi Joe Schwartz, made Aliyah this week with his wife and 2 kids. I actually had the honor of writing their letter of recommendation for making Aliyah. They're out in the fields right now when they're in quarantine, waiting to be able to move into Tel Aviv. And obviously good news came out of Israel this week with the signing of the kind of peace agreement between UAE and Israel. So I'm turning my heart and my attention that way as well. Sing Ya Lo Sadai. Sadai, Bechol Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai, Ay Ya'alo Sadai, Bechol Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai, Ay Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'alo Sadai Bechol Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai Ay Ya'alo Sadai Bechol Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai Ay Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'ar, Az Yiranenu Kol Hatzei Ya'alo Sadai O Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai Ay Ya'alo Sadai O Asher Bo Ya'alo Sadai Ay This week I took the kiddo out for some adventure days out in nature. Tried to find a place to go fishing in the city and had no luck the first day when we went out, but we did find our way over to Franklin Canyon and had a picnic underneath the trees surrounding the lake there. And then we went for a nice little walk around the lake and we found turtles and frogs and ducks. They all came up to us. They literally came up to us, and all the joy that we could find being there in nature. And then later this week we went to Kenneton, where I've actually never been. Lived here for 15 years. Actually, tomorrow is 15 years I've lived in Los Angeles. And we found more turtles and snails and fish this time. You actually go fishing there, and ducks and geese and swans and pigeons and all of this nature just coming out and surrounding us and filling us with joy. So it should be a beautiful weekend this weekend. Hopefully you all can get yourselves out into nature and lend that your joy to the joy of the fields and the forests and all that they contain. Speaking of joy, this is a mixed day today as well. Started the morning with a memorial service for one of our congregants. David Rose passed away recently, suddenly. And then my cousin got married this afternoon. I was able to officiate that wedding. My little cousin Tali. So it's kind of the two extremes of life, the sadness of mourning and the joy of love. And thinking of that as we come to Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi is framed in the concept of a marriage, of that love that you feel, and that just complete joy of being in the presence of two people who are so very much in love. I actually had the privilege of being able to witness that in person with Katie and Leo last Sunday. But the melody that we're going to be doing tonight is Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, which is written about, right, say there is a magic chord which David played and pleased the Lord. And so I'm thinking of David as well as and his loss, and then thinking of Tali and Sam and Katie and Leo and their joy as we enter into this Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Again, we'll sing the final stanza of Boi V'Shalom, inviting people to come in peace. Hearing the stories of David from his family, it's really powerful. Realize how seldom we actually know the fullness of the people in our lives. That we have interactions all the time, but we don't really know everything about them, and how unfortunate it is that we often don't learn these things until they leave this world, when we write and read and share obituaries and eulogies. And how much more we would get out of our relationships if we really knew everything, or knew more about one another, knew about our histories, our childhoods, our studies, and our loves, and all of our experiences. And what I learned about David this week, speaking with his family and then hearing the eulogies today, He was a man of curiosity, one who worked incredibly hard in order to play hard, and going on incredible sailing trips and skiing trips and seeing the entire world, not by a cruise ship and not in the tourist parts of town, but just pulling into dock in a small little area known by locals, and going to their homes for meals and not just going to fancy restaurants, and really getting to appreciate the vast beauty in this world and to live with that sense of awe, that sense of wonder, which is what we all really should strive to achieve. We all should try to see the world in all its beauty and splendor and to appreciate all of that. And so we'll sing Ma Gadlu from the Psalm for Shabbat. So we normally would start with Tov L'Hodot, or Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. In the middle of the page we sing Ma Gadlu Ma'asecha Ya. How incredible is your work, God. Me'od amku machshavotecha. Your thoughts, your designs, your plans are beyond our ever knowing. We just can't fathom the incredible complexity and beauty of the world around us. So sing Ma Gadlu and bring a sense of awe and wonder.
Masechaya
Masechaya Magado Masechaya Magado Masechaya. It'd be nice if one of these weeks we could, let's see, there you go. It'd be nice if one of these weeks we could get to this part of the service and not have to say a prayer for healing. Or even better, it'd be wonderful for us to actually be able to be together in person and not having to do this over Zoom. Yet, we still have to. We still have to say prayers for healing. And again, it's not just for those who have been struck with COVID, but there are others in our community who are still suffering from other illnesses. And it's that much more difficult because they can't have their friends and family right there with them, holding their hands. They can't go and see their doctors in person and have that reassuring touch. How many of us are still struggling because of the social distance and the emotional distance we feel, feelings of isolation and being stuck in our homes and not able to do that which we want to do. When we have the complete destruction of the Midwest from the storms this week, and not only are people struggling with COVID and are you sending your child back to school or not, do you have a job or not, but now all of a sudden your home is destroyed and your house of worship is destroyed and your fields are destroyed. There's just so much pain and so much suffering in the world. And despite it being the joy of Shabbat, just like at a wedding, the most joyous times, we still smash the glass to remember the brokenness in the world. And so here we are in the joy of Shabbat, holding on to the brokenness as well. And so we sing Ana Elna. I just invite you, if there's anybody in your life, including yourself, in need of some healing, just to call them to mind. And Shabbat doesn't actually come in for about another hour or so. So you can even use the time after services to pick up the phone, call those that you are thinking of, and just let them know that you're thinking about them. Let them know that you love them. You just want them to be better. And that you're present with them in however you're able to be, if that brings them that healing, or at least a taste of healing. Shema, full and speedy recovery to everyone in need, and really to all of us, to all of the world. There's so much that we want. Right? We want a sense of normalcy. Right? We want to be able to send kids back to school. We want to be able to return to the office. We want to be able to sit there with our friends and family and just have some sense of normalcy. This week's Parsha is Re'eh. And in this Parsha, we learn about the mitzvah, the concept of Shemitah. Shemitah literally meaning releasing or letting go. The idea that every 7 years we have to let go of our control over the land and let go of our control, any debts that we might be holding on to, and just let them go. As a reminder that nothing is ever truly in our control, nothing is ours. And we need this reminder of letting go. Shabbat is a mini Shemitah that comes for us every single week. This opportunity to let go of the things that we feel like we need to do. We want to have control over things, but Shabbat tells us no. Some things in life you have no control over. You might not be able to have a child go back into the classroom. You might not be able to go back into the office. You might not be able to sit there in a restaurant opposite a dear friend, a loved one. We have to let go, in a way, of our insistence of having that. And in that letting go, creating space for something new, for a new type of experience, a new type of encounter. We're not letting go of everything. We are saying goodbye to one and welcoming another. Shabbat gives us a chance to be able to pause and be able to reflect. What is it that we know we can release? What is it that we are maybe holding on to so tightly that it's affecting not just our minds but also our bodies? It's affecting the way we live in the world, and we find ourselves exhausted or agitated, our stomachs are a wreck, or who knows what. If we allow ourselves just to loosen that grip a little bit and let go, we might find that some of those other problems also disappear with it. So I invite you to find some inspiration in the Parsha this week. It's not an easy idea of Shemitah. But you might find that it actually brings you a small taste of healing. Maybe not complete healing, but just a little bit. And on the act of letting go and creating that space to welcome in someone new, something new, we welcome in the angels who bless us on Shabbat. We sing Shalom Aleichem together.
Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Bachuni Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Let go of melody. I wanted to keep going. At some point we do have to let go though. We light the candles. Again, candle lighting is not for another hour, so if you wish to bring in Shabbat now, by all means, please do so. But you do have plenty more time to finish whatever it is you need to do. Pop that last load in the dryer, or run the dishwasher, and shoot off that one last email if you need to. But obviously, we don't want to pull ourselves out of the moment that we've created for ourselves here.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we say Kiddush. Vayiyer vayivok yom hashishi. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam. Vayach Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vaykadesh oto. Ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, b'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. I just want to see quickly who that was who joined us. Oh, it's Ben Schmidt. I wasn't sure if it was Ben Rose, the son of Dave. So, Ben, do you have Kaddish this week? No. Okay. Just want to make sure. So we don't have much happening this week with programming. We have services tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. as usual, and then the rest of our adult education programming that we've been having, everything's available to see there at mishkon.org at the calendar. We are very close to Rosh Chodesh Elul. Tomorrow morning we will be blessing over Rosh Chodesh. So, which means we're 4 weeks away, just over 4 weeks, really 5 weeks away from Rosh Hashanah and from the Chagim. So I want to just encourage people to renew membership, or if you have not been a member, to join, and to make sure that your friends and family know to do so as well. Information is going to be coming out very shortly as far as how to be able to access all of our high holiday programming and everything we'll be doing. So please keep a lookout for that. In the meantime, those who are here on Zoom, in just a moment I'll make it so you can unmute yourselves so we can all hang out and chat. And those who are watching us elsewhere through streams, wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.